5-year-old full frame Canon? Why not? In 2012, this Canon 5D Mark III came out and kept the Canon full frame users very happy. And I know just how anxious many of them were, because I was winding up a friend, a colleague, Clive Blair, who actually owns this particular Mark III. And I was winding him up about how my Nikons had a quiet mode, had twin card slots, just stupid stuff. Frankly, Nikon and Canon, I don't get into the big which is best argument. They both have absolutely great gear. And obviously, just lately, I've been checking out the Canon full frame stuff, as you know, I was using Nikon before, and well, that's just how things work out, right? This particular Mark III has seen countless weddings, portrait sessions, you name it. And frankly, I see it lasting at least another 5 years on top of that, and then even more. But 5 years is a long time in the tech world. You know, gas gear acquisition syndrome is a real problem, and a lot of amazing advancements have been made in the tech world. And so pros and amateurs alike, well, sometimes we're convinced that we need some of the latest features. For example, can you live without the very latest sensor and processor? Dual pixel RAW, dual pixel CMOS autofocus, autofocus right down to f8 in low light, Wi-Fi, NFC, built-in GPS, unlimited continuous JPEG buffering, 7 frames per second instead of 6 frames per second, better dynamic range, especially if you're a landscape photographer. The Mark III had its issues, has its issues with dynamic range. Actually, all that sounds amazing, but it just gave me an excuse to have a look, this time on camera, at the Mark III and the Mark IV in another video. If you get the Mark III, you could save yourself at least $1,000. And in my opinion, and in many pros' opinion, if that's even good grammar, you've still got a machine worthy of the pro photography world. Forget the gas world, the real pro world. Of course, if you're loaded or you're a working pro who's maybe beat his Mark III to death already, then yeah, perhaps it's a fair deal to go up to the Mark IV. But what I'm saying is, the Mark III can hold its own. The Mark III, to all intents and purposes, continues that 5D work of art ethic. It's a similar size, a familiar layout, very easy to use, and it's built like a tank. Inside, don't worry, I'm not going to scare you all. That's not even a sensor, so stop moaning. You've got a 22 megapixel full frame sensor. The file sizes are easy enough to work with, not like some of the other big megapixel beasts. So to me, that's more than enough for a wedding or a portrait photographer, for example. ISO range is 50 to 102,400, and frankly, that's staggering. Even if newer bodies have surpassed that, the actual Mark IV, the upgrade to this, hasn't. The video mode with this is 1080 MOV at best. You've got the 3.5 jack, you've got the mic jack, it's got the face tracking, it's got all the things that most movie makers will need. This still does a great job. Now, it doesn't have the dual pixel CMOS AF that works so well on newer bodies such as this Canon 80D that I'm using right now, but you know, movie makers can do and still do a lot of damage with this. Even the JPEGs straight out the camera aren't bad. The samples taken with a 16 to 35 2.8 Mark II, really just for a bit of fun. They're straight out of the camera, but typically you get enough to tweak if you need that bit of leeway. But still, Canon, such as Nikon, still a raw machine for me. So onwards, I want to hear your thoughts. There are a lot of quality pros out there using the Mark IIIs for videos and stills. Check out Paul Bunyard, I think it's Wild About Images. For example, this guy is using video gear daily, some serious pro work, and he's still using his Mark IIIs, so there's got to be a reason many of you top pros out there are still using this body. There's a big argument for its worth, even 5 years down the line. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to hearing what you think about the Mark III, or if you really think the Mark IV is the only option. Let us know. Comments are welcome, unless you're an internet warrior. And for the subscribers out there, if you see an internet warrior, please be nice. Show them some love. Show them we care. They clearly didn't get to this part of the video. They clearly don't realise it's not a technical pixel peeping review, that they're not having to pay me technically, that, you know, yeah, they'll probably moan that I didn't talk in depth about some of the other ports, about the dual card slots, about the speed to the millisecond of the shooting and the buffering and blah, blah, blah. They probably want to know what chemicals went into the makeup of the body itself, the shutter button, just how smooth it is. You know, it's not about that. And that's what the comments are for below. So play nice, let us know what you think. There's some amazing comments on the other videos, and that really opens a conversation, and that's what this is all about. Get involved in the comments below, and if you see that hater, show him some love. Oh, and I've got a Mark IV waiting for me, and I'm gonna love messing with that camera. But you know what? This is all in preparation for a 5D Mark I video. I've been waiting to do that for ages. That's got to be a serious bargain. £300 for a full frame camera? Come on. Right, I need coffee, and I've got a 5D Mark IV. You know, it's only fair if I'm going to be messing about with these 5D works of art. Anyway, thanks, subscribe. It's all love, no hate, and geeky stuff. You know, it's a 5D. What more do you want?